Force Base in the 2024 Guardians of Freedom Air Show. My name is Alan Mitchell. I'm up here at Show Center with Air Boss Scott McMillan. It's my honor to be your guide. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask that you please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Opportunity to thank our volunteers and first responders one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to stay hydrated. I know the sun's not really beating down on us today, but you can still get dehydrated here on the beach. You were here from the beginning of the show. We want you here at the end. And we want to thank the people who make it possible for us to bring the 2022 OC Air Show to you. We want to thank Toyota. Now's the time to reserve your new Toyota. Check out the fleet of Toyota vehicles adorning the exclusive Toyota Drop Zone this weekend. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com for more information on how you can steer into hot summer savings. Toyota is proud to be the official vehicle of the 2022 OC Air Show. We also want to thank Jack Daniels, Shenanigans, North Bay Marina, Ocean Downs Casino. We want to thank Miller Coors. Miller Lite is proud to be a sponsor for the 15th consecutive year of the Ocean City Air Show. It's Miller time. Open an ice cold Miller Lite, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Maryland loves beer, celebrate responsibly. We want to thank the Harrison Hotels. Stop at Starbucks to pick up an iced coffee you're craving, located at the corner of 17th Street and Baltimore Avenue. And don't forget that great roast beef sandwich or sub at Anthony's, located on 17th Street and Coastal Highway. The Deep End Pool Bar has a great libation with your name on it, located at the Holiday Inn Suites on 17th Street and the Boardwalk. We also want to thank Monkey's Trunk, Grottos, Coastal Fitness. Of course, we want to thank the Hyatt Place Hotel. Hyatt Place Ocean City offers a complimentary breakfast bar with an inviting selection of hot and cold items included with your stay. Conveniently located on 16th Street, Oceanfront. Book your stay at www.hyatt.com. And of course, we want to thank Real Hospitality. Soak up the sun at one of OC's largest outdoor pools at the newly renovated Kokomo Suites. Beach block at 73rd Street. Visit KokomoSuites.com for VIP member deals and one of the best values on the beach. Or call 877-627-6667 for reservations. For the hottest pool bar on the shore, visit Liquid Therapy at Aloft at 45th Street and the Bay. Planning an event? The Bay Vista Event Center offers breathtaking sunset views. Call the Aloft at 443-373-0800 for reservations. And of course, we want to thank the Fairfield and Bayside at 25th Street. It offers couples and families easy access to Jolly Roger, the beach, boardwalk, and mini golf. All stays include free breakfast for the entire family. Visit Marriott.com for your next beach vacation. And of course, a big special thanks to the City of Ocean City, the Mayor, the City Council, and all city employees that helped make this show happen. The Cambria, Commander Hotel, Courtyard Marriott, Castle in the Sand, the Dunes Manor Hotel, Francis Scott Key Family Resort, Home 2 Suites, Ocean City Bayside. We also want to thank the Princess Bayside, Residence Inn Ocean City, True by Hilton, Ocean City Farm Resort, Aloft Ocean City, the Ocean City Chamber of Commerce, the United States Coast Guard, the Civil Air Patrol, the Maryland State Police, and Worcester County Sheriff's Department. And of course, our good friends over at the FAA. Once again, if you patronize any of these businesses, be sure to thank them for their participation in the 2022 Ocean City Air Show.
Once again, we want to thank the folks who make it possible for us to bring you the amazing Warbirds over Monroe Air Show. The City of Monroe's primary sponsor here, orchestrating this entire event, a celebration of Veterans Day, and the city's commitment to aerospace. This is the 15th year the event has been held right here at the Charlotte Monroe Executive Airport. We also want to thank the good people over at Scott Clark Toyota, Race Pro, the Monroe Science Center, Union County Government, and Iron Horse Motor Works. And of course, ORO Manufacturing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you patronize any of these fine establishments, be sure and thank them for their participation in the 2022 Warbirds over Monroe Air Show.
He now lives just down the road in Cocoa Beach, Florida. John credits his father with his love of flying, having grown up in the birthplace of aviation. He completed his Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Engineering and completed an Air Force ROTC program. John has to use every bit of his not inconsiderable stick and rudder skill as he brings that aircraft down into the reverse half cubic. Now climbing up once again, pushing the aircraft over. When he drops back down to the bottom, he will come back to show center completing the reverse Q&A. Wanted to start a career at Aerobatics and be like John Black or Michael Goulian, here's what you would start in. This is an entry-level aircraft for Aerobatic. Wow, watch as John kicks in the hammerhead right there, looking at nothing but Florida terra firma on his way down. Aircraft in the world, including the F-15 Eagle. Now that he's retired from military service, he did 21 years of active duty and before a temporary flight restriction over our field, meaning no other air traffic is allowed. As John pulls high up into the sky, watch he brings that aircraft over the few snaps. He's going to hold it there, hanging inverted. Now he's going to bring it down, rolling it back, wings doubles. He comes back out of half unit. Watch him turn it over down. Ladies and gentlemen, he comes back to show center. John Black in the Q&A. Currently flies the TF-51 and the L-39 in 826 at Stallion 51 in Kissimmee, Florida. Check that out, using that energy management right there, holding the decathlon inverted. Now the nose is going to come down. He's going to trade that altitude for airspeed. Again, if even with Mike Healy, you're going to see him use a whole lot of energy management, rolling out of one maneuver into another. Just enough energy to get to the top of that climb. You see the aircraft almost stalls out right there. You'll see that John works to the invert, so the outside, the opposite of what most pilots do when they're working in aerobatics. You won't see anyone else stay in the outside as much as this man right here. He's going to pull, stand on that rudder pedal, and there's the hammerhead turnaround. Now, Tom Braver's going to dive into the aerobatic box. Eagle 2 pulled by Tom Braver. He pulls into the vertical. That's Spencer Ball on the upline. He's going to push over the top for the Humpty Bump. Watch and take the big biplane across the spectrum. Josh, here we go. Take your eyes off of Kyle Franklin. Watch him flip the big biplane over onto his back. Turning the little shoulder roll, and he is entered an inverted flat spin. This is a maneuver that at one time was considered unrecoverable. Once you were in, there was no way out. How low will the Daredevil take it? Still falling. Carol Burley gets much bigger in the window with every spin. Still falling. Getting closer. Nose down. Initiating recovery. Still falling. Heading toward the ground. Any minute now, buddy. Come on.
This is just a teaser, just the start of the show. He's going to come back later on and perform his entire performance as he does snap rolls down into the box. Do not take your eyes off of Michael Goulian. Watch as Michael pulls about 8 G's straight up into the vertical. Spinning on the upline. He's going to tumble at the top of the tower into the knife edge spin. Rolling it over, hanging off the harness, powered by that Hartzell propeller.
He's bringing high up into an airplane for his airspeed this time. Our aerobatic
airspeed by going way up high and then diving in. Here comes the super slow roll by Stephen Covington. That aircraft is moving absolutely as slow. Up to the top, hanging off that whirlwind propeller, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Covington and the torque roll. Sliding back down through his own smoke. Nice long wing over out to the left and back into the aerobatic box. Watch as he rips and tumbles that aircraft across the sky. Alright, a while ago he showed us the hammerhead. Now we're going to get a double. Here we go. High up, hard on the rudder pedal. Up and up, aircraft stop, no more. Kicking in the rudder, here it comes. There's one. Two, ladies and gentlemen, the double hammerhead. He's going to pull up, go inverted. He's going to hit the brakes and they'll fly right by. Here comes the E-brake.
So you know that piece of paper you're heading toward right there really fast? Oh, I need to pull up, Chuck.
Okay, plane forward says up stick.
There you go. You pull back, it goes up. You know what? Is there something hanging off your tail wheel, Chuck?
I need that back. Can I go back and get it?
It's still on your plane. It's hanging off your tail wheel.
Okay, I'll go back and get it.
You're gonna walk back there?
I thought so. What do you think of that idea?
I don't think that's a great idea, Chuck. What I think the best thing for you to do would be to put that thing down here on the runway and stay out of those trees. Oh, Chuck, you just lost a tire.
I got a wheel problem.
Yeah, that you do, and that's gonna make landing a little bit harder.
Does he have a camera? That's not a camera in his hand. It's probably a juice box. We'll say it's a juice box. Hey! Dude, he's going, yeah, you're not riding in those planes, buddy. Over to the snow one. There you go. No! Hey! I'm going to use pilot words in a moment. Come on, dude, no! Somebody, come on. What in the world? So this is what happens when you get people sitting on the back of airplanes like this. This is why we tell you not to touch them. Because you get some guy like this who climbs up on the back of the plane, and now it's messed up the tail wheel. So just gotta go back there and pop that back into place. Give us a few seconds. Please be patient with us, folks. We're gonna work this out real quick, and we'll be on. And he's gone. Nope, still with us. This guy, man. I read his bio from the sponsor page. Whoa! The ground. Oh! He's gonna be the first guy in a Super Cup to get a confirmed kill on a Raptor. There you go. If you can just get it over the concrete, actually, you don't even need the concrete part. It'll land in the grass. Oh! This is great, man. I wouldn't be out there. I'd get an unwanted haircut. Now push forward on this stick. Too much. Gravity works. You just need this guy to turn around and get it over the runway and pull the power back. I think we'll be alright. The cup will land itself, more or less. What's he calling? He's saying something. Oh no, he dropped his juice box. I think he was saying, help, help, I've made terrible life decisions to this point.
The heat here at the Show Me State Air Show. Inside the pits, Mr. Stephen Covington, sitting astride the 2005 Harley Route Glide, Mr. Paul Richmond. Both these men are coming to us from Texas. Paul is ready. Stephen's ready.
diving in from the air. They're going to be racing right back here to Show Center. Now I want to hear you. Who thinks the Harley's going to take it this time? Who thinks the Raptor's going to take it this time? Still here a lot of love for Stephen Covington, the Pitts Raptor, and we're about to find out. Paul sitting down there, astride his noble steed. Stephen's diving in, and here we go! Almost! Wow, that was too close to call when they got down to the finish line, folks. I don't know who took it. For decades, the mighty Dragon Fury has stopped the skies, preying on cities and towns across the nation. Having no equal in speed and agility, the Fury laid waste to any who dared oppose him. It seemed that all hope was lost, until one day a hero emerged, bringing new life to the fight against the scourge of the skies. The Slayer, a magical beast with incredible speed, used his mystical claws to steal the dragon's fire. Knowing that was the only way to defeat the monstrous Fury. Today, these two titans will face off in battle. The Fury must defeat the Slayer to reclaim fire so he may assert his dominance over the land once again. The Slayer must use all his power to outlast the Fury and then to watch him fall. For more than 25 years. Stephen Covington and the Fury's been flying aerobatics for more than 20 years. And it all comes down to this. Stephen Covington and the Fury's getting a fast start.
On to the United States Navy, where he's flown some of the coolest aircraft on the planet, starting in the F-14 Tomcat. He's also flown the A-10 Warthog, the E-15 Mercury, and spent time as an instructor pilot in the T-45 Dogfights. As we celebrate innovation here at AirVenture, let's talk a little bit about the jet itself. It's a high-performance aerobatic single-seat, all-metal jet-powered aircraft. Look as it rolls it over right here at Show Center. It's capable of positive and negative 6 Gs. And here in a moment, Justin's going to be feeling all of them. The design was originally developed in the 1970s by Jim Beatty of Beatty Aircraft Incorporated and designated as the BD-5. It earned a reputation as James Bond's jet and was featured in the movie Octopussy.
Now take off roll, Tom Larkin in Microjets airshows. Microjet is just 16 feet long and 18 feet wide. It weighs just 500 pounds. It's about the same as your riding lawnmower. It tops out over 300 miles per hour. The Microjet is over 1,000 pounds lighter and 60 miles an hour faster than any current Indy car. It's an experimental jet. Comes in a kit. It's powered by a PBS Dogfights TJ100, producing 258 pounds of thrust. Put up now at 300 miles per hour, Tom Larkin and Microjet airshows. At the smooth precision, Tom Larkin and Microjet airshows. He's going to feel all those G's slamming him down into that seat. And this IG 360-degree turn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here they come. Smoke on, the full throttle formation team. Ladies and gentlemen, the full throttle formation team's Valkyrie formation. direct your attention to show center as full throttle formation team comes through in the Aero formation. Show box there, you'll see those trailing aircraft very prominently. These pilots spend hours and hours in formation clinics and years of training to be able to fly in close proximity. Most of the members of this team are all military veterans and have experience flying military aircraft. And then they have to get a civilian formation card. And watch as full throttle comes through in the Stingray formation. What they're going to do is when they get to show center, they're going to pop up each individually once they get here to about 500 feet extended trail formation, and then they'll begin flying a lazy 8 pattern at show center. Ladies and gentlemen, in the diamonds and trail formation, this is the full throttle formation team. Today's flight lead, Greg Crease Reese. His wingman, Eric Sleepy Poulter. Mike Sparky Baldwin. Ben Gucci Ellington. The Bravo flight leader, JR Jedi Pig. His wingman, Jim Sonic Baker. Bob Waldo Walden. And Ed McFly Martin. And the Charlie flight, led by John Poltergeist. Dean Gumby Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, as if transported from another time and place, he is the legendary, the ace of aces, the immortal Red Baron. And today he has his sights set on our hero, Stephen Covington, and the Pitts S2S Raptor. The Red Baron is trying to give chase, but it doesn't look like he can quite climb that high. But Steve can't hold that torque roll forever. As he falls back toward the earth, the Red Baron gets right on his tail again. It's going to take some fancy flying to outfly the ace of aces. He's going to dive down low. All right, now's the time for our gun crews to get their shots. Come on, guys, open up on him. Maybe we try using the sights next time. Here he comes, back down the show line one more time. Pour it on, guys, let him have it. Steven is trying every trick in the book to get away from the immortal Red Baron. Just not having a lot of luck today at Sun and Fun. Still giving chase as he comes back down the show line. Remember, guys, shoot the red one, not the green one. He climbs high one more time, and the Baron tries to follow. Again, the Baron cannot outclimb the Raptor. And this time, Steven has turned the tables on the immortal Red Baron. Finally getting on his tail. Now he can chase him down the show line, where our air show response teams are waiting. Oh no, Steven has overrun him, and the Baron is back on his tail. The Baron makes a hard turn to stay on Steven 6. It looks like this is it. There's nothing Steven can do. It looks like the Baron is closing in for the kill. Come on, guys, pour it on. Let him have it. A hard turn out to the right by Steven, and the Red Baron follows. We see a puff of smoke coming from Steven's engine. He doesn't have much longer left. This looks like the end for the Pitts Raptor and our hero, Stephen Covington. But no, it looks like our gun crews have done their job as we see the smoke start to billow from the engine of the immortal Red Baron's aircraft.
Ladies and gentlemen, inbound now over your right shoulder. Chip Lamb and Robert Johnson, the Trojan Flyers.
They're in for their first maneuver, known as the Crossing Lazy 8. The Trojan Flyers are proud to be performing for you here today at the Wings Over Cowtown Air Show. The home field for the Trojans is Midway Airport, located in Midlothian, Texas, just south of the DFW area. As they approach show center and see their show maneuvers, the Trojan Flyers, two T-28B aircraft of Light Cyclone R-1820-89 9-cylinder radial engines, rated at 1,425 horsepower. These are fully aerobatic aircraft that can take off in less than 800 feet and climb to 10,000 feet in less than... Our pilots out there today really fighting that wind. The higher they get, the stronger it gets. You saw Chip Lamb make that adjustment at the top of his split S. Robert Johnson coming in low one more time. He's going to be performing the full Cuban 8. In 1936, at an aerobatic competition in Miami, Florida, a man named Lim Pubby was going to do an avalanche loop, which is a big barnstormer's loop with a snap on the top. He realized he was carrying too much speed, so he just pulled out, dove down at a 45-degree angle, and mirrored that maneuver on the other side. When he landed, everybody wanted to know what the heck that was. And Lim, being a quick thinking man and having done some work for the Cuban Air Force, he said, "Boys, that was the Cuban 8. And it's been an air show staple ever since." Both of the Trojan Flyer aircraft were built in 1953 and were used by the Navy as primary flight trainers. The T-28 was flown by all four services throughout a vast majority, were used to teach Navy Marine aviators basic transition formation, aerobatics, and instrument procedures, as well as techniques. Many T-28s were converted and shipped overseas to Southeast Asia to fly combat missions in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand. The interceptor for the Royal Air Force was finalized in May of 1944. In 1946, the first production aircraft entered service for the RAF. Months after the conflict had come to a close, the Vampire was the second jet fighter after the Gloster Meteor and operated by the RAF. Ladies and gentlemen, inbound from your left, Jerry Connolly and the De Havilland Vampires.
They're used in the jet class, the Reno Air Races. And the reason they're so popular here in the United States is because they're a very cost-effective aircraft. They're easy to fly and easy to maintain. Larry Labriola describes himself as a Sunday pilot from Scarsdale, New York. He's a landscape contractor and owner and pilot of Green Camo L39 Race 7. Cutting grass in the homes of the rich and famous and at corporate parks has financed most of his advanced flight training. Flying high, as a confirmed bachelor without the normal household expenses of a wife and children, has also helped pay for the fuel burn of the L39 at 200 gallons per hour. And honestly, folks, that's actually not a lot for a jet aircraft. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready, because Larry Labriola is going to reposition the L39 Albatross and bring it down the beach for a photo pass.
Swiss Air actually tested the aircraft to evaluate possible utilization within the SLS, but again, they never placed an order. They started calling those aircraft the Hangar Queens, and they were eventually sold to the Brazilian Navy. That was the very first order the Pilatus Aircraft Company ever had to a foreign country. Of course, they had many more later on. The name change that we see coming through the box right now became very popular with civilian pilots whenever it was released to the public. Again, served. Ladies and gentlemen, for the photo pass, the aircraft, AT-11. And now coming in low and from the right, the Parades P3. Pacific Aircraft is an actual combat war hero from the Pacific Theater and has 2 confirmed Japanese kills, 1 Zero fighter and 1 Betty bomber. Lieutenant Joel Thorbenson flew the aircraft for the U.S. Army Air Corps in New Guinea in 1943 and went on to a long career in the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, directly overhead is Mr. Tom Richard and the P-40 Warhawk. When he's not performing at air shows, he owns and operates the world's only full-time T-6 Texan and P-40 Warhawk flight school, Warbird Adventures in South Carolina, where he and his crew will gladly teach you all aspects of Warbird flying. And low and from the right, Mr. Tom Richard, an American Dream. Beautiful 8-point hesitation roll. Multiple aileron rolls coming through the aerobatic box. Gentlemen, direct your attention low and from the left. Here comes American Dream.
The P-47 Thunderbolt coming down the show line. This Thunderbolt was built by Republic Aviation's Evansville, Indiana plant and accepted the United States Army Air Forces in July 21 of 1945. It served the United States through 1945 in combat training squadrons. The P-51 was one of the most iconic aircraft in aviation history, at the very least of the Second World War, along with the F-4U Corsair. And of course, the submarine Spitfire used by the Allies over in England. Snag Eagle was accepted by the Army Air Corps in July of 1945. This magnificent specimen is the youngest D-model Mustang still flying today. The Tiger Cloud was a big, sleek, twin-engine United States Navy and Marine Corps fighter with a top speed of 460 miles per hour. It was ready to dominate the Pacific skies at the end of the Second World War. But with Japan's surrender in 1945 and the drawing of the jet age, the aircraft got sidelined. Tiger Cats did see service in the Korean War, but they were retired in 1954. The Thunderbolt was fitted with 8 wing-mounted 50 caliber machine guns that could carry as much as 3,000 pounds of external ordnance. When fully armed, a single P-47 could deliver about half the payload of a B-17 Flying Fortress heavy bomber. The F-3F was the last biplane type delivered to the United States military unit. This aircraft was accepted by the United States Navy on April 11, 1938 and assigned to Naval Air Station North Island, San Diego, California. In January of 1939, it operated with Training Squadron VT-6 aboard the USS Enterprise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready. Coming down the show line, the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt.
December 7, 1941, President Roosevelt ordered the military to launch an attack on the Japanese Allies. During the first months of World War II, the news from the Pacific was only of defeat after defeat. The morale of the American public and the military in the Pacific
A plan was devised to launch Army B-25 bombers from an aircraft carrier and attack Tokyo and 4 other Japanese industrial centers. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Dooley was tasked with planning the raid. Without knowing their target or destination, the 17th Bomb Group volunteered for this top-secret mission and began training at England Field in Florida. 16 B-25s, 80 men, 1 mission, payback for Pearl Harbor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for one final pass, the B-25 bomber Panchito. And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to know more about this aircraft or sign up to get a ride in it, they have a booth right down on 14th Street. You can go down there and talk to those folks. You can sign up for a ride after today's show or tomorrow to ride in this World War II history.
First off the runway, the B-25 Jay Mitchell in the move. Out of control for this B-25 is our airshow director, Will Mars. Our Tiger Cat, one of the 2 Tiger Cats will be flying today's show, is fired up over there on the Warbird ramp. At the controls of that aircraft is the legendary Mr. Steve Hinton. He'll be performing solo aerobatics for us, immediately following our bomber flight. Next off the runway, the Douglas SPD-4 Dauntless. Coming up next, the Douglas Sky Raider. Now, coming off the runway, one of 2 TBM Avengers we have in our bomber flight. This final Avenger coming off the runway was accepted by the United States Navy August 4th, 1945. What an amazing aircraft. We are fortunate enough to have 2 of them in today's show. And last but not least, lifting off the runway, the PBY Catalina. Our bomber parade's going to come around and we call it a racetrack pattern. You're going to see that Catalina stick to the middle because it's far slower than the other aircraft in the formation. But you'll be able to get a good look at it near the end of the formation after the other aircraft are cleared to land. That PBY will come down the show line for its photo pass. First down the show line in order of takeoff, that B-25 Mitchell, most famous for being a part of the Doolittle raid. The raid that struck the very heart of Tokyo following the attack on Oahu, Pearl Harbor in 1941. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle and his raiders took off the USS Hornet and bombed Japan. Stationed right here at the National World War II Aviation Museum here in Colorado Springs.
U.S. remembered as the dive bomber that delivered the fatal blows to the Japanese carriers at the decisive Battle of Midway on June 4th, 1942. The Skylander, following through the parade, came in a little bit too late to be involved in the Second World War, but served extensively in Korea and Vietnam. As we listen to the rumble of the TBN Adventure. The C-130 we have on the ramp behind us is also from that same squadron. You can go in there and get a tour of those aircraft and see what the men in front of the 302nd do on a daily basis.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's performance by the United States Navy's 5th generation stealth fighter, the F-35C Lightning II. Lieutenant Commander Joe Calvi, call sign 811, will be at the controls for this performance. At this power setting, the F-35C's astounding Pratt & Whitney power plant is generating 43,000 pounds of thrust, more than 2 of the F-18 Super Hornet engines combined. You will hear and feel the thunder of his Pratt & Whitney engine as he passes show center at max afterburner. 5C, Lieutenant Commander Calvi will approach for a tactical pitch. From a speed of 300 miles per hour, 811 will select full afterburner, rolling the aircraft into a 90-degree angle of bank turn, showcase the extreme handling characteristics of the F-35, demonstrating the sheer power of the Lightning II as he accelerates away from the ground. From the left, the F-35C tactical pitch. These weapons are carried inside two internal weapons bays. As Lieutenant Commander Calvi approaches from our left, he will cycle the weapons bay doors, giving you a rare look at where those bombs and missiles hide from the enemy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 811 is now turning inbound for the high Alpha Pass. One of the distinct advantages of the F-35C is its larger wings and control surfaces with added ailerons. The attributes make the aircraft extremely maneuverable at slow airspeeds. As Lieutenant Commander Calvi carefully works to slow the aircraft down, watch as the control surfaces rapidly fluctuate to account for the extremely small changes needed to keep the jet flying level at this speed. Watch as he slows the jet to nearly 100 miles per hour. Lieutenant Commander Calvi will then select max afterburner to display the sheer power of the Pratt & Whitney as it climbs into the pattern at sea. After approaching the ship at a high rate of speed and executing a hard turn to complete the aircraft of excess airspeed, 811 will lower the landing gear and go into his landing checks. Unlike regular aircraft where the pilot flares and lands as smooth as possible, the F-35C lands at approximately 750 feet per minute rate of descension. Speed. Now he's bringing it back into show center. Here it is, the Lightning II's minimum radius turn. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, the F-35C tactical pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed today's performance by the Navy's newest frontline fighter, the F-35C Lightning II. Together with the FA-18 Super Hornet, the EA-18G Growler, and early warning E-2D Hawkeye platform, the F-35C fuses a team that is unmatched in the world. Would not be possible. Today's F-35C maintenance team is comprised of Chief Michael Turner, Chief Angelo Graham, Petty Officers Eric Atkinson and Brittany Cooley, Alan Leon, as well as Marine Corps Sergeant Dean Torrance. The Rough Raiders of Strike Fighter Squadron 125 thank you for your support and encourage you to visit with Lieutenant Slater, Galanka, and Calvi, as well as their maintenance teams later today in the event. Coming
Coming down the show line one more time, ladies and gentlemen, the F5.
Up on the stand here with me is the safety officer. He's also DJing this thing. This is Lieutenant Commander Zach Drum, call sign Platypus. Air Boss says she is 21 miles out. And an F-18 Super Hornet that's just down the street. The Rhino demo team is coming to us from NAS Oceana. We're happy to have them here for the 2022 Ocean City Air Show. Folks, this is an amazing crowd. There are so many of you. Make some noise for me, Ocean City. Let me hear you. You guys having a good time today? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United States Navy, we're proud to present the Rhino demo team. The demo flight profile highlights the mobility, versatility, and power of the most lethal carrier-based strike fighter in the world, the FA-18 Super Hornet, nicknamed the Rhino. The aircraft performing is the F model, the two-seat variant of the Super Hornet. Today's demonstration will be flown by Lieutenant Amanda Lee, call sign Stalin, from Mounds View, Minnesota. She will fly the F-18 to the edge of its operating envelope. During the show, she will experience nearly 8 times the force of gravity and accelerate to speeds up to 700 miles per hour. And the show, the maneuvering capability of the aircraft. Many of the maneuvers seen today will demonstrate the aircraft's capabilities being employed by naval aviators both in training and in combat. Approaches show center from the left in the landing configuration. Stalin will select max afterburner and roll the aircraft 360 degrees while cleaning the gear and flaps up. Ladies and gentlemen, from the left, the Super Hornet, dirty roll. The jet is now setting up for the high-speed pass. During this maneuver, she will approach show center at 200 feet and nearly Mach 1 and just under 750 miles per hour. You may notice white vapor coming off the aircraft, indicating that it's close to the speed of sound. Stalin will demonstrate the power of the F414 General Electric engines in max afterburner. The motors combine to produce 41,000 pounds and a thrust while burning 60,000 pounds of fuel per hour. In max afterburner, all internal fuel will be depleted in approximately 13 minutes. Here we go. We're listening for the call of speed right now. .550. Passing 600, closing past 700. Ladies and gentlemen, 720 miles per hour. Stalin is now setting up for the minimum radius turn to the tail stand. Stalin will select max afterburner, set a 90-degree angle of bank, and hold 7.5 Gs for 360 degrees of turn. At the end of the minimum radius turn, Stalin will select max performance to pull into the vertical, followed by -2 G push over to level flight. Ladies and gentlemen, from the left, the Super Hornet, minimum radius turn. and land from an aircraft carrier. In order to get the 50,000-pound FA-18 airborne in less than 250 feet, the Navy's nuclear-powered aircraft carriers use steam-powered catapult systems to accelerate the aircraft from 0 to 165 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds. Taking off is easy when compared to trying to land on the boat, though. During this carrier configuration pass play, close attention to the tailhook on the aircraft. In order to safely land aboard the carrier, the pilots need to fly the tailhook into a 150 by 70 foot area in the space in 4 wires that are stretched across the flight deck. And the tailhook must catch one of these wires to decelerate the aircraft from 150 to a screeching halt in less than 2 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, the Super Hornet carrier configuration pass. The Super Hornet will now show you its ability to turn on a dime. Watch as Stalin performs a pitch rate demonstration maneuver to showcase the Super Hornet's excellent pitch authority with a 90-degree, then 40-degree turn. Few aircraft in the world today can match this capability. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Hornet pitch rate demo. Some dogfights, the ability to fly slowly is more important than being able to fly fast, since this allows the Super Hornet to get behind another aircraft and employ its weapons. We're going to go back upstairs and see just what she's reporting in. Coming in at 120 knots. Slowing her down. Passing 100. Ladies and gentlemen, Stalin has slowed the Super Hornet to just 80 knots. to Show Center. The job of a naval aviator is not complete until their aircraft is back on board its floating home. And we take great professional pride in our unique ability to land aboard a 100,000-ton aircraft carrier. It takes an incredible amount of teamwork to launch and recover aircraft from a moving ship. And this capability allows the United States to project power from the sea anywhere in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from your left, the carrier brake. Stalin is now setting up for the photo pass. The aircraft will pass Show Center at a 90-degree angle of bank at 200 feet at 700 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, the Super Hornet photo pass. The F-18 you see here today is one actually used to train pilots and Wizzos at Strike Fighter Squadron 106, based at Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Stalin serves as an instructor teaching new aircrew how to fly and tactically employ the Super Hornet. Currently, there are 33 operational Super Hornet squadrons in the Navy defending freedom and democracy around the world. Many talented and dedicated young men and women to maintain, fix, and fly these aircraft. Help us thank the entire Rhino Demo maintenance team for their maintenance professionals that are here at the show. They are Chief Daniel Grace from Brooklyn, New York, AD1 Adam Hammond from Cleveland, Ohio, AME2 Amelia Hopkins from Houston, Texas, AE2 Jordan Mitchell from Middleton, Ohio, AE2 William Faulkner from Smyrna, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United States Navy, we thank you for allowing us to demonstrate the capabilities of the FA-18 Super Hornet. Fly Navy! Airborne Control and Command Squadron 120 is the single-site fleet replacement squadron out of Norfolk, Virginia. Its mission is to fly and train naval aviators, naval flight officers, and naval air crewmen to safely and effectively operate the E-2 and C-2 aircraft, preparing them to join the fleet. Today, you will see two E-2C Hawkeyes in formation for a flyby. And the E-2, or Hummer, is easily distinguished by its 24-foot diameter rotating radar dome and 4 vertical stabilizers, making it the largest active carrier-based aircraft in the world. Its mission is to provide airborne command and control to air-wing strike fighter aircraft, coordination and communication to the strike group on behalf of the VAW-120 Greyhawks. We welcome you to the 2022 OC Air Show.